Is it okay, like when you lead a squad, to say, for example, Totem, please spawn a galaxy instead of asking who wants to volunteer? Or is it better to always ask if someone wants to do it, on, free will, pretty much?
And jump in.
Sure.
Ask first. If you don't get, demand.
I'd never ask Totem because he will crush it.
No,
I think it depends.
First, seriously, ask first. If you don't get it, then you demand.
But I think it depends on the relationship of the squad lead with the members. We have some members which I only know I can ask because they're happy to oblige. But if I run with people who I'm not that familiar with, or I'm not sure if they're okay with it or not, I'm going to tell everyone I need volunteers, but I need you to not pull it independently, and then usually people will jump in for that.
So yeah, it's okay to you can directly tell somebody to pull a galaxy. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I know Huntsman, who is sort of more a try-hard group that plays, I think, Thursdays. I'm not sure. Anyways, so Huntsman.
Not anymore, I guess.
Yeah, I think they kind of have dedicated pilots, or they are directly assigning people just for the speed. But when you're running a public platoon, as I'm usually just running public platoons, the idea behind requesting a galaxy is to create an atmosphere where players are getting used to taking initiative rather than me. The worst thing is if the squad leader is pulling the galaxy, because then he's doing all the job. He won't be as focused on actually tactically leading the squad. He will be doing logistics. Plus, the rest of the squad doesn't have to do anything specific. They just need to be in the galaxy and drop and shoot people.
Agreed.
So
It's
now,
the same with the spawn beacon.
yeah. So now, when you are requesting a galaxy, it gives an opportunity to anybody in the squad to do something, take initiative and do something special for the squad. It's a micro form of leadership to volunteer to pull a galaxy or volunteer to pull a Sunday or whatever. So that is sort of the gateway we use to, one of the gateways we use to develop leadership in FU. It's subtle. It's not leadership in the traditional sense, but it's creating a culture of initiative. So that's the actual strategic reason why we do request rather than order. But there's you can do it either way. There's not one way is better than the other. They have different purposes. One is more effective and faster, and the other one is more to develop the group. Because public platoon, we're assuming that it's new players. Maybe not really anymore, because most people are old players in the game. But back in the days, we had a lot of new players, and we needed to have have platoons led by experienced players, but allow for as much as possible for new players to kind of pull their weight. One perspective that I learned many years ago, and why I kind of it fundamentally changed me as a leader in online gaming, was when I attended the first real life meeting with FU, and I actually met the people I'm playing with. I mean, rationally, I know that they're real people I'm playing with. I mean, rationally, I understood it. But when I actually met the people that I play with, then I kind of emotionally matured to realize it. That these are, some of them young, some of them are old, far older than me, some of them far wiser than me. There are different backgrounds, family, work, whatever. So I realized, although this might sound a bit stupid, of course I understood that, they're real people. But I realized that the people are actually how should I say this in the more correct way? Some
I think I know
leaders-
what you mean.
Yeah, but I this is I need to say this for myself, I guess. Some leaders I've seen treat people like garbage. They're just numbers. They don't really have any potential. They're there to fill a spot. The leader is the most competent person. He's experienced and he's running the whole show. But so what I matured to sort of, you could say, emotionally understand, although rationally I understood it before, is that there's huge potential, and every single player is very complex. They have as complex life as I do. So this creates a whole kind of different, I would say, respect and initial relation to players. And it's not just FU members, it's just public players. Anybody who you meet in the game could be, you might meet them a year from now or 2 years from now. You might meet them in real life. They might have really interesting stories to tell. They might be an excellent leader, excellent player, any public player who joins today. The thing is, there's been so many stories where an FU member who's been around for a long time and I know very well, they tell me that, I was just playing that game like one time and I was going to quit, but then I stumbled on your group or you and your leadership, and that sort of transformed the whole experience. So the point being is that every single player you meet, you should treat them as they have the potential to change everything for the better. So there's huge potential in everybody. I know there's a lot of people who just they don't communicate, they don't understand, they're not interested, and they'll just log off. Yeah, of course. But this is about you as a leader. How is your fundamental relation or perspective of the players around you? Which then brings us to the FU community, and what actually is the FU community? Is it my own personality cult? Maybe to a degree. I mean, every group that has a leader usually tend to have some sort of, but for the most part the community is run completely without my involvement. So what it actually is, it's developed over the years. It's more like it's a network of resources or potential. I would say potential sounds better. Resources sounds like people are just numbers, which well, it depends on your perspective, but it's a network of potential. And the goal for me and for how the community is set up and for the leaders is to bring out the best potential in the players and give them the tools to pursue whatever they have as their interest. So if they want to, let's keep it, let's zoom in a bit on PlanetSide. We have somebody who wants to run armor. All right, we try to support them. We give them necessary tools, channel officer rights to do that, help promote the group, whatever. Or we have somebody who wants to play a different game. We try to support that as well. Or as I'm doing, I'm teaching leadership, sort of academically based. And that's only to give better understanding and hopefully inspire people, to do something. So FU in itself doesn't have a specific goal to be the biggest or the best or anything. It's more like community that's stable. It's been around for 14 years. So if you invest time and build something up here, it's unlikely that it will just disappear because it's decentralized. Even if I go away, if I would die, FU would still be here. There's no kill switch that would prevent that. And yeah, I guess I should not dive too deep into this philosophical stuff because I can go on forever. Alright, let's back it up. Is there any other questions?
I can heal you.